Spartan Nation. The episode of Spartan Sports Report that you're about to see was supposed to be published on February 14th, 2023.
As we were wrapping up filming in the newsroom the evening before, a gunman senselessly took the lives of 3 of our fellow students and seriously injured 5 others less than a mile away from us.
All of the SSR staff that was present that night sheltered in place across the hall from the newsroom for more than 4 hours as the brave first responders from all across the state searched for the shooter.
The entire staff was extremely resilient for the duration of that night. And we owe a lot to our advisor, Ellie Dickerson, who was prepared for the scenario, and she did all she could to keep the entire staff safe.
Out of respect for those affected by the recent events on our campus, we have refrained from posting our normal Spartan Sports Report content, including the episode from that night. As a staff, our thoughts and prayers go out to all the Spartans that were affected by this tragedy.
If you or someone you know is struggling, please do not hesitate to reach out to the support services offered by the university.
In order to attempt to return to normalcy, we've decided to post the episode we filmed that night. The episode was intended to be centered around MSU hockey's trip to Detroit, and it was going to be released on Valentine's Day.
From all of us in Spartan Sports Report, we would like you to know that our hearts are with you all.
Go green.
Go white. And stay Spartan strong.
Hello and welcome to the Spartan Sports Report. I'm Lexi Alston.
And I'm Yusuf Anaya. Lexi, any Valentine's Day plans tonight?
Right now I'm just planning to rewatch that Rihanna halftime show. What about you?
Let's just move on to something we both love.
You're
Spartan
right.
Sports.
Let's hop onto the court for some women's basketball. On Sunday, Michigan State's women's basketball team took on Penn State from the Breslin Center. The stands were packed as it was the celebration of the annual 4-H youth development. The Spartans returned home to the Breslin Center after picking up a win on the road against Wisconsin. Interim coach Dean Lockwood is still at the helm while Susie Merchant recovers from her medical incident. We start with Tori Osment, who drives down the baseline and kicks it out to the corner for Kamaria McDaniel, who attacks the paint and finishes with her left hand. It was actually McDaniel's birthday on Sunday. Late in the first quarter, Tori Osment dumps it off to Brooklyn Ruhr for the easy layup. Penn State would convert the quick transition basket scored by Alexia Williamson. It was a back-and-forth game. There were 11 lead changes, and the Spartans led as much as 13. But the Lady Lions would drag the game into overtime. In overtime, after sophomore Didi Hageman misses the layup, Iceland Alexander rebounds it and kicks it out to Matilda Eck for the wide-open 3. She led the team with 21 points. Hageman then goes on and does it herself with poise under the rim, finishing the layup through the foul. She had 16 points, and the Spartans came out victorious with an 81-75 overtime win over the Lady Lions. The Spartans improved to 13-12 on the season. MSU will be on the road in West Lafayette to take on Purdue Boilermakers on Wednesday, February 15th, then return to the Breslin Center to battle number 8 Maryland on Saturday, February 18th. MSU tennis team faced off against number 23 ranked Louisville on the road this past Saturday. The Spartans fell 6-1. A win from the 40th ranked underclassmen pair Ozan Barris and Max Sheldon started the Spartans off strong in doubles, winning their match 6-3 against Louisville's top-ranked duo, Natan Rodriguez and Fabian Sale. The Spartans secured the double point through the 5th-year Anthony Perro and junior Reed Crocker, who won an exciting tiebreaker match to win 7-6. The win brings the pair to 5-0 on the season. In singles, the Spartans were overwhelmed by the Cardinals and their 3 nationally ranked players. MSU failed to win a single set on the night. The Spartans will be returning to East Lansing for their next match, and they will face against Drake University on Wednesday at 5 p.m.
The men's basketball team traveled to Value City Arena in Columbus, Ohio to face the Buckeyes on Sunday. Joey Hauser led all scorers for the Spartans with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and also went 6 from 9 from three-point land. Hauser tied his career high for three-pointers made in the game with those 6. The Spartans dominated the Buckeyes, winning the game 62-41. With that win, Michigan State joins 4 other teams with an 8-6 record in the Big Ten, tying them for 5th place. The Spartans will return to the Breslin Center on Wednesday at 7 p.m. and hopes to continue the streak against the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Michigan State hockey took on Michigan Wolverines this past weekend. With the Big Ten tournament around the corner, both teams were looking to gain some traction. Our very own Yusuf Anaya and Elisa Luker were at the Munn Ice Arena for Game 1, followed by Marin Klein and Ethan Hunter, who went to Little Caesars Arena for the annual Duel in the D.
We're here at Munn Ice Arena for Spartan Sports Report. It was Michigan and Michigan State. This series did not disappoint, and this was only Game 1. Both teams are climbing throughout the Big Ten, and it's very crucial that they gain points as the season is coming to the end.
Yeah, you're totally right, Elisa. Huge series for both teams. Michigan State with a nightmare start to this one, came out letting up 3 unanswered goals, but honestly they were in the game the whole time, so it was good to see that after they went into the locker room, they came out with a whole new game plan. They started pushing the pace like we've seen them do all year, and that ended up leading to opportunities and a bunch of other stuff as we saw them get on the board in that first period. And we also saw a lot of physicality there in that second period. We saw 2 game misconducts, and I'm sure you can elaborate more on that.
Yeah, about those game misconducts from that fighting period too. Adam Fantilli and Nash Nienhuis will not be playing in the game tomorrow, and that's very crucial for both teams to be able to capitalize on those opportunities. Obviously, Adam Fantilli is probably one of the best players that Michigan has, so Michigan State is going to have to come up with a game plan to be able to get some key goals in that game tomorrow. So, from Mount Ice Arena, we are Elisa Luker and Yusuf Anaya. We're going to send it over to Marin Klein and Ethan Hunter, who are at Little Caesars Arena for Game 2 of the series.
Thanks, Elisa and Yusuf. And here in Game 2, the Michigan State-Michigan series at Little Caesars Arena, the duel in the D, everything that you could ask for from a college hockey rivalry, especially one as storied as the Spartans and the Wolverines, goes down to the wire. Overtime win for Michigan, as close as you could possibly take it, 0.8 seconds. Luke Hughes getting that game-winning goal for the Wolverines at the end of overtime. I thought we were going into shootouts, Marin. I'm sure everybody in this arena, all 18,000 of the sold-out crowd probably did, and it goes to the Wolverines.
Absolutely, and even Michigan head coach said that he was getting ready to have shootouts, get whoever he wanted on the ice, and in those last 0.7 seconds, Luke Hughes buries one behind Dylan St. Cyr. Incredibly impressive, and what a way to end it for the Wolverines, winning their 7th straight duel in the D. But looking at the Spartans, they should walk away with their heads held somewhat high, outshooting the Wolverines 33-30. Michael Underwood got the equalizer for the Spartans to send them into overtime. It was his first goal as a Spartan, the grad transfer from Clarkson. Other goals coming from Captain Miroslav Muka, a power play goal for Jeremy Davidson. Although it's rather a disappointing ending for Michigan State, they have to come away with this with a lot of positives from their team.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we go into the last series this next weekend, and then on to the Big Ten tournament, Michigan State still holding on for that home ice advantage. A huge tie in the middle of the pack here in the Big Ten, a close one. And, this is just as close as you can get it. A great series, a great game from Detroit. I'm Ethan Hunter alongside Marin Klein. We'll get right back to the desk.
The Spartans fall 15-15-2 on the season and 9-11-2 in conference play. MSU travels to the Kohl Center to play Wisconsin this weekend. The Badgers are last in the Big Ten, while Michigan State currently sits in 4th place. This will also be the last series of the regular season for MSU.
Track and field displayed impressive performances at the Windy City Invitational and the Grand Valley State Big Meet this past weekend. Taylor Vischer and Abigail Lee posted personal bests in the women's 5,000 meter, placing each of them in the top 10 of their respective sections. 5th-year senior Trevor Stevenson finished 2nd in the pole vault with a clearance of 5.48 meters. Sophomore Noah Sage also showed out for the green and white, earning a first-place finish in the 400 meters. Michigan State will look to build off these solid performances as they travel to Ann Arbor and South Bend this weekend for another doubleheader.
The Michigan State softball team kicked off their season last weekend in College Station, Texas at the Texas A&M Invitational Tournament, led by new head coach Sharonda McDonald-Kelly. The Spartans began their weekend with 3 straight wins over Texas A&M Commerce, Tarleton State, and Northern Kentucky, but the Spartans would drop their next 2 games to finish the weekend 3-2. The green and white will be back in action at Eline Phoenix Invitational in North Carolina this weekend.
Michigan State's women's tennis team returned to East Lansing this weekend to face Marquette after a doubleheader sweep against Bowling Green in Miami of Ohio last weekend. The Spartans are looking to extend their 3-game streak and improve their record of 4-2 overall and 3-1 at home this season. The Golden Eagles came out hot in the doubles matches as Amelia Koicic serves a quick ace to start the match. Michigan State head coach Kim Bruno said she's seeing more winning habits from her team. Moving on to the singles matches, we jump right into an intense rally between Lisa Vivlainen and Julianne Bowe as the 2 top-ranked women on each squad face off in what would be a hard-fought battle on both sides. Lisa Vivlainen takes this point, but would fight back to make it 40-all in the second set as we see Another back and forth rally here. Michigan State's Viv Leinen was able to hold on and close it out to take her 5th singles win, moving her to 5-1 on the season. She would go on to win the first singles match for the Spartans. The Spartans took a commanding 4-1 lead going into the meet's final 2 singles matches. There was definitely no shortage of fierce rallies in this meet, as here we see a match-winning drop shot from Nicole Conrad as she ends up taking the victory in the tie-breaking set for the Spartans on the second-to-last singles match of the day. Michigan State would go on to win the meet 6-1. They will be continuing their 5 home game stand as Marshall will be traveling to East Lansing this Friday. Michigan State Wrestling hosted number 22 ranked Indiana at Jennison Fieldhouse on Friday. This highly anticipated matchup was the final home duel of the year for the 24th ranked Spartans. It was senior night as the 8th ranked Spartans were honored, including Rayvon Foley and Cam Caffey, who have each wrestled for Coach Chandler for 6 of his 7 years at Michigan State. Sitting at number 12 in the nation at 157 pounds, Chase Saldante got a gritty 4-0 win, pushing his undefeated record in the Big Ten to 8-0. Next up, we have Lane Malcheski, who is trying to get the Spartans back on top from a 13-9 deficit. He took the lead back in style, controlling his opponent and securing the pin. The MSU bench sure loved it. This sure flipped the script for MSU, putting them ahead 15-13. All eyes were now on Cam Caffey's match at 197 pounds. Caffey had control of this match from the beginning and got a tech fall victory with a score of 22-4. Michigan State would go on to lose the final match, but the Spartans won the duel with a final score of 20-16. The fans at Jennison celebrated Coach Chandler's 50th career win as head coach of the Green and White. Michigan State earned their first ranked win of the season to move to a 9-6 duel record on the year. The Spartans have their last regular season duel of the year on Friday, taking on Central Michigan on the road at 7 p.m.
That's all the time we have for you today on this Valentine's Day edition of Spartan Sports Report. Make sure to check out our Instagram page and our new TikTok account, Spartan Sports Report, and watch any of our previous episodes on our YouTube channel. I'm Lexi Alston.
And I'm Yusuf Anaya. Thank you for watching.